Okay, I'm just going to explain rotations on the Arduino BLE here, just to make it a little more visually clear for everybody. So we've got positive X, positive Y, positive Z vertically off the table. So you want to start with your board flat. The USB port is positive X. Lights facing up, just like that. That's the default orientation. So this is going to be tilt, this is roll, and pan is rotation like that. Now with rotations, the positive direction of a rotation, if I point my finger in the x-axis, positive rotation in x is going to be this direction. A positive rotation in y, I point my thumb in the direction of y, so positive rotation in y is going to be in this direction, so like this. Okay. A positive rotation in Z is going to rotate like this. So first thing you want to do is always do your X rotation first. So in this case, I'm just going to do an example. Say I want to mount it on my DJI goggles, just like this. So the USB port is on the left. The lights are facing up. So to get this board in that orientation, I don't need to do any rotation in X. I don't need to do any rotation in Y. All I have to do is rotation in Z. So in this case, it's going to be Z 180. So in the GUI, you're going to type in 0, 0, 180. And so this will be tilt, that'll be roll, that'll be pan. Virtually the same as it was before. If we wanted to do something a little more complicated, let's say I want to put the USB port on the right-hand side here with the lights facing out. So say I want to mount it just like that. Okay, so first we got to figure out what rotations we need. So I start my default orientation. So first thing I'm going to do is, do I need a rotation in X to get it up like that? No, not really. Okay, so then I'm going to do a rotation in Y of, so that's positive. So I want to go negative 90 degrees. That'll put my USB port facing straight up. Now what I want though is I want the USB port on the opposite side, so I do a Y of negative 90 and a Z of 180. So now this is going to be tilt, this is going to be roll, and this is going to be pan. Now let's try a different one. Let's say I want it on the front of the goggles. So I want to put it right here. And how about USB port to the right, lights facing out, just like that. Okay. So the first thing we're going to have to do is a rotation in X of, that's positive, so I want to go negative 90. That'll put the board like this. And we're done. Okay, let's say I want to do USB port to the right, but that's still that direction right off the front of the goggles. Just like this. Sorry, USB port to the left. I want this to be tilt, this to be roll, and pan. So we're also still going to do a rotation in X of negative 90, as positive is this way, and I want to go that way. And then I want to do a rotation in Y of 180, so that'll put my lights facing out that direction, and no rotation in Z. So we got, that's positive. I want to go negative 90 on the X, and then, sorry, Y. Positive is that, it doesn't matter if 180 never matters. Could have rotated it 180 this way or 180 that way. Either way, USB ports on the left, lights facing out. This is going to be tilt, this is going to be roll, and this is going to be pan. Now let's do a little bit of a more different one. Let's say you have you want your USB, sorry, you want your Nano. Here's my Nano. Say I want my Nano at a 45 on the goggles with a USB port, like facing like this. Let's do it on this side to make it more obvious. Okay, so the USB port's like this, but on a 45. So in this case, I want tilt to be like that, roll to be like that, and pan to be like that, which obviously in any one of the flat modes, it's not going to work, so we have to do the rotation. Okay, so we want it like that in the end. USB port like that, lights out that way. So for starters, we're going to go tilt in X and negative X to get it that way. And then Y, I don't want a Y in this case. I'm going to do a Z of positive 45. So that'll put my lights out, USB port forward. So now that's going to be tilt. That's going to be roll. It's harder to see, I'm sure, on the camera, but so if you go at 45, that'll be a straight tilt. And I hope that clears it up a little bit. If I need to refilm this, everybody let me know. Thanks.